going on, Devon Minges?
What's up, Mike? Not a whole
Mr.
lot.
Mr. D's pressure washing.
Right down the road. Pleasure to be here with you.
Oh, it's good to see you tonight. Everybody, this is Devon Minges, and much, much better looking companion and cohort and partner tonight than our friend Jeremy Messer, who will be with us eventually. At the moment, he is held up by rain and traffic somewhere on Interstate 75 near Corbin, Kentucky. He will be here shortly, but in the meantime, it'll just be myself and Devon Minges. Everyone say hello, Devon. Devon is my man. And I mean this sincerely when I say, I was thinking about it earlier. So I mean this sincerely. And I know you're going to, get it's all mushy. Devon's one of my favorite people. I've told you that before, and I mean it sincerely. I just love you, man. You and your wife and your beautiful family. You guys are awesome. And I'll give a formal introduction here in just a moment, but we're glad you're here.
Well, thanks, man. I appreciate you having me. Likewise to you and your family and everything you do. I like what we have going on here for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. Let me give a few shout outs here. When Jeremy comes in, he will share it out to some pages, but we've already got 25 in the room tonight. Good to see S&H Pressure Washing, my man. Glad you're here. Bobby Linden, the man. Ryan Hostetler. Appreciate the kind words you've said earlier when sent me the pictures and videos. John Shoemaker, always good to see you. Jimmy, my man. I hope you have a great night as well, brother. 151 Soft Wash, Austin Elsick. Good talking to you earlier. Michael DeVicenzi. I bet I'm not saying that right, but he's my man. Glad he's here with us tonight. Average Content, my brother. Always good to see you. Christopher Henson. Appreciate you, my man. And Kyle Herbert, God bless you, brother. Kyle Aber. I like that. Aber. I'll try to remember that one. Cody Smith, glad you're here with us tonight. So once again, we have with us Devon Minges. Good to see you, Steve Wilder. Devon is, let me just go through the pedigree here as far as you and I are concerned.
Let's see how you do.
Yeah. Local pressure washer. Jeremy's in the room, about to log on. Kind of, sort of, because you're a local pressure washer, you'd be considered competitive.
There he is.
You're a competitor because you're here and local. Okay. Hello, Jeremy.
Have we lost Mike?
Here I am, bro. Can you not see me?
Brother, it was spinning. I didn't see you.
That's because you motored in so daggone quick. You were ripping and roaring.
I was, son. Look at it, man. I mean, I didn't even get a chance to rinse the bleach off my shirt.
That's right.
Yeah, missed a spot right there, Jeremy.
Yeah, daggone.
So I was introducing Devon and kind of giving his pedigree as far as our relationship is concerned. So we've got friend, local pressure washer. By default, he would be considered a competitor. He's a Christian man, obviously business owner. He is a nurse, works for the local school system as a nurse. Your wife works for the local school system as well. And then I just got to say, absolutely killing it in the pressure washing world. And yeah. Oh, a dear friend. A dear
Appreciate
friend.
that.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then
everything he says is true right there. Yeah. I also have 3 kids. He forgot that part.
Yes, I did.
3 little ones.
3 littles.
I feel that for sure.
And so I can kind of pay it back to you here, Mike. So you guys know who Mike is for me. He's the guy in town that always is calling and texting me about all the jobs he got in the neighborhood I live in. You know what I mean? So
Truth.
He keeps me honest right there. He keeps me honest. I love it.
I got to tell you, yesterday, I think it was yesterday, one day this week, I think it was Monday, I sent him a screenshot of the, I don't know, I can't remember if it was the text message or whatever, but anyways, I got a nice ticket, nice job right in his backyard.
Yes, he did.
And I bid this job for a local. It's a commercial job. And when I get there and the guy introduces himself, I said, "So you're like the maintenance supervisor here?" And he said, "Well, I'm the maintenance supervisor for all of Springboro municipal buildings. So like all the government buildings." I'm like, "Oh, wow. I didn't know that." And I thought, I can't wait to tell Devin that
So
I won.
for those of you that don't know or
Springboro
aren't picking up,
contract.
yeah, I say he's in my neighborhood. So it's like, if you're wondering, yep,
I swear I could spit on your house if there weren't a few buildings there. So it was
you might be
great.
able to.
I couldn't wait to
Yep.
rub it in. I
So
didn't
that's
mention this. You are also a longtime exclusively fresh member.
I am, yeah, since conception, I believe.
I believe so.
He needs a
I believe
he needs a refund now after
Yeah.
this event.
Right, at least a discount, Come on, hook a man up.
Yeah.
Well, see, so like in video, I teach you how to do it, but then I come into your neighborhood for like a full tutorial. This is how you do it.
I'm just waiting for the day you make a video of like my house. You take it too far, you're just like cleaning my own house. You're like, "Oh yeah, I stopped by Devon's house here in
And
Springboro.
your
I'm gonna
wife
take
and
care of
kids
some
are out,
stuff." Yeah.
your
Like,
wife
we
and
love
kids are out there
Mike.
like pointing like, "Oh, you missed this spot."
Yeah.
Your wife's writing a check. I love it.
Be some
I
good
love
marketing for you right there.
151 raises a great question about walking on pitched roofs, and that this brings us to a point that, man, I didn't want to even mention this, but most of you already know that that our very good friend Patrick Johnson, who has been on the podcast before, he slipped and fell yesterday in wet grass and broke his leg in 2 places while on a wash. And he asked us tonight to remember him in prayer. He's in the hospital. He had surgery today to have more pins put into his leg. I think he's got 17 pins, he told me.
Goodness.
Between this most recent incident and a previous incident with the same leg. So he's out for the year. And we're going to be praying for Patrick Johnson. I got more about that story here in a moment. But if you have prayer requests, I'll be writing them down tonight, and I'll be praying at the end. So we're praying for Patrick Johnson. So if you know Patrick and you have him on your friends list for Facebook, you might message him and say, "Hey man, we're praying for you." Yeah, John tears me up too. I hate it for him, but I don't know if he'll be able to make it to the retreat or not. But
Well,
he's laid up.
he might not make it. He might not make it to the retreat, but he should have been here tonight from that hospital bed.
Come on,
We should have had him on. We should bring him on. Bring him on. Yeah, what else has he got to do?
So you might have caught him in rare form too. Yeah.
I'm gonna text him and say, "Where you at?" I'm seriously going to text
calling him out. How about Devon with the flex there in the gym garage?
All right, here we go. All right, I'll tell you what I told Mike. Okay, this garage is my workshop. I got about a 2.5 by 6 foot space with my toolbox, my desk, whatever. This used to be an active gym I used all the time. I used to be big into lifting, all that. I tell everyone now it's my boxing gym. Well, I say it's my boxing gym now, not because I box out here, because it's full boxes. So that's the stage of life I'm in right now. I got a gym that's just full of boxes sitting out here. So, but it does look good in the background, doesn't it?
It does.
Devon, how old are you?
A little jingle jangle. I'm 29.
Okay, I feel like you're almost like a younger version of me. You got 3 young kids. You got a gym in your garage that you don't use anymore. You got a pressure washing business. You're a nurse. Yeah. We were right there too. I'm about to be 38 in February. So yeah, it feels like a story I've heard before. Similar.
I feel like a lot of guys with young kids kind of go through that story. I feel like that's kind of the typical path line.
Very much so. Yeah.
Hey, 151 Softwatch asks that we pray for his son Travis, who is undergoing a kidney transplant next Tuesday.
Mm.
That's
Yeah,
huge.
absolutely.
So we're praying for
Are you
that.
writing this down?
I am.
Mike?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
I got it. I'm sorry, 151 soft wash. Yeah, let's answer your question. He says, any tricks to walking on wet metal roofs? Question mark. He said, I've had both feet slip from under me today and fell straight to my butt. Luckily, I didn't slide off the roof. Jeremy, take that one, brother. What about them cougar paws?
Any tricks on walking on wet metal roof? Hey, yeah, Justin, there's a boot by Cougar Paw. It is called the Steel Walker. It's a magnetic boot. Now, is it a lifesaver? I mean, it could be. It's not foolproof by any means, but the soles on the bottom of the shoe are magnetic. They're rubber. It's got a rubber coating, but they're magnetic, and they will give you some grip on a metal roof. I use them all the time. Mike, I think I've showed Mike like you can just take the shoe and stick it on your refrigerator and it stays there. Like that's where mine stay at, or on the side of my refrigerator in the garage, so I can see them and I just snatch them off the refrigerator and go. But yeah, I keep them. If they're not in my truck, they're in my refrigerator, and I wear them periodically. If I'm on a metal roof, then they're on my feet, and that's for Christmas lights or washing. But
Never
you
heard
know,
of those.
a $200 investment. I mean, I guess I've got about $400 in Cougar Paws because I've got them for shingles and I've got them for metal roofs. So it's well worth having both of them.
Christopher Union asked that we continue to pray for Jeremy and his mother who are having health issues, and then it was Dwayne Smither who was asking us to pray for his son's transplant, and his name is Travis. Sorry about that. I've got too many. I was reading too many at one time, so pray for Travis who's having kidney transplant on Tuesday.
Yeah.
All right. Action Power Wash says, wash it first, then you'll stick. House wash usually works fine. Just can't be too careful. Can't be too careful. The Cougar Paws and whatnot will work great. Action Power Wash says, I wasn't there to wash the roof. Oh, I see. Wasn't there to wash the roof, just happened to be on it. That's no good. All right. Hey, Devon, one of the reasons that I asked you to come on the podcast tonight is because of your most recent interest in this book right here called Get Off the Truck.
Yeah, I got mine right here.
For those of you who are not familiar with Exclusively Fresh, that's my Patreon channel. And I like to throw out book encouragements. And this is one that I encouraged our guys to read recently. Devon took it on as a project and read through it, and I had to have read through it in a few hours. I mean, I'm still on chapter number 7, but I'll finish later tonight. But we're going to talk about that a little bit. And then I should tell you that I was talking to David Morriman, the author, David Morriman, earlier today. And Jeremy, I haven't had a chance to talk to you, but he's wanting to come on maybe even next week. And there you go. And be a special guest. And I want to talk to you about that and see if that was a possibility, what your thoughts were about that.
Well, okay.
Okay. I just said I wanted to talk to you about it.
Yeah, man. What's there to talk about?
It's a done deal.
Let's kick Devon off and just go ahead and get
hey, you might get better feedback there. But this book, though, I mean, it was a quick read. I suggest everyone check it out because, I mean, I went through the whole thing. I'm going to go back through some parts of it. I highlighted something almost on every other page or so that was of value to me. Pretty good book. I like it a lot.
Yeah. Austin Elzick who I love dearly, is also exclusively fresh member, said, Mike, do you plan on offering any deals around Thanksgiving or Christmas? Looking to buy some hose reels and other equipment? Well, that's certainly a possibility that we may be doing a Black Friday deal with Ready Wash Systems, but that's not a done deal yet. But don't want to speak too soon, but hoping to do something. And then 151 says, what if I don't want to get off the truck? Well, read it backwards. Just read it backwards. You'll never get off the truck.
You can just stay right where you
don't
are.
do what it tells you to do.
Yeah. Buy the book and then throw it in the trash. You'll never get off the truck.
Absolutely.
Hey, I will tell you,
Absolutely.
it's not an illegitimate question, because the legitimate answer to that very legitimate question is these principles in this book. I mean this sincerely. I really believe, and Devon can echo this, that you just follow the principles. If ever you want to get off the truck, this is going to give you great direction.
Mhm.
But there's no mandate. You don't have to get off the truck. But if you read this, you'll be prepared to do so. But also, the nuggets throughout the entire book are just motivating, encouraging, and enlightening. I mean, it's going to open your eyes to some things, especially some of the stats and the metrics. When I read this, I'm like, I'm 11 years in, and I don't think I have ever thought about some of this stuff the way that he spells it out. And so, yeah, you don't have to get off the truck, but getting the information will be invaluable to you.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I would say, kind of similar to what you said, even if you don't plan to get off the truck, all the information and principles in there are so relevant to optimizing your business in a whole lot of ways. So whether that's to make more revenue, free up more of your time, I don't know, scheduling, this and that, it's all in there. I feel like you could apply a lot of these principles either way. And what I love about this book is I actually messaged the author too, told him I really enjoyed the book, but I told him, I said, before I got this book, or Mike mentioned this book, I didn't know who you were, which I like, because I didn't really have any sort of bias going into this.
Nice.
So the book was really good, but what I like to say about it is it's almost like you got to sit down with David for 3-4 hours and you said, hey, like, just tell me how you built this multi-million-dollar pressure washing company, and give me all the information, give me everything you can in a 3-4 hour sit down dinner. Like, that's how it kind of felt reading the book. Or it's like if you got like several hours of Mike's time, or whoever, someone in the wash industry that's well respected, and you could sit down with them and ask them any question you want. It's almost like they laid it all out for you, but in a book. And like Mike said, the metrics he uses, the numbers he uses, statistics he uses from his own, experience, as well as like generally from other like realms of business. So I think that it's extremely relevant and applicable to like what we do and where most of us are in business. So
Yeah. I hear you.
I feel like
I
I
hear
need to
you.
buy this book.
you should, man. It's one of the best $10 investments I think you can make.
You said it right there, Devin. $10.
I mean, yeah, it's like you can't even eat at McDonald's for $10. At least the way I eat, you can't. I don't know about you fellas. It's like that's a snack. You know what I mean? This book's a snack.
And that's it. And the
I
second
mean,
one,
that's probably just 2 cups of coffee at Tim Hortons.
that's exactly right. Don't get me started on my Tim Hortons out there, pal. But the second word you used was investment. It's an investment. And I'm afraid that one of the greatest mistakes that people make in any industry, but certainly in ours as business owners, is that we don't invest in ourselves. And we invest in our homeowners, we invest in equipment, but we don't invest in ourselves. Guys, it's a $10 book that you can sit down and read a chapter in 30 minutes. I mean, I'm being very conservative there. You read a chapter and then you come back the next day and read another chapter. I found myself reading 2 or 3 chapters a day. I was in Chicago this past weekend, stepped outside from the grandkids for a little bit and just read a little bit, went to a coffee shop, read a little bit, and gaining a lot of wisdom from this book. I really enjoy it.
What's the name of the book again? Get off the truck.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And one thing I'll say too, about this book is it's an easy, quick read. I mean, look at the pages here. Okay. Simple, easy read. and it's interactive as well. So a lot of books and authors I feel like are doing this now, where they'll include like a QR code or a website here and there where you can go and get additional resources, freebies, handouts, this and that. So there's stuff like that in this book, as well as you'll like read a chapter and then at the end there'll be like an action step, where it's like, hey, you read this chapter, now let's go do like a activity or exercise on your own time to kind of apply it, whether
Yeah.
that's physically writing or implementing it in the field, which I think is super cool because it just shows you how much it works. So there's a lot to offer in this small book. It kind of cuts out, in my opinion, all the middleman fluff you get in a lot of these books
Yeah.
of business that are 200, 300, 400 pages. This is only, I think it's 150, about 155 pages, and it's just like straight good stuff.
Yeah. And Devon, a while back, earlier in the year, we did a book study, a Zoom book study, you, myself, and several others on Dave Ramsey's most recent book.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved the first 2 or 3 chapters, but then it got into business on a level that none of us are ready for. Dave Ramsey still
Right.
calls a 500 employee business, he still calls that a small business. David understands what it is to have you and you only, and then your first employee, your second employee, and he goes through which employees you should probably hire first and how to hire them, how to keep people motivated, the incentive programs. All of these things are in this book, and very, very much enjoyable. I should say this very, very quickly. I want to talk some more about the book, but I should say this very, very quickly, that no one on this channel that you're looking at now is getting compensated at all in the least for what we are saying about this book.
100%. No.
Not one thing. I've been accused of that because I promoted it on several of the Facebook pages. But you know what? I promote I promote lots of things. I don't get paid for any of them. But I enjoyed the first couple of chapters, so I put it out there. I've had people call it spam, and that it was AI written, and that I had a couple of guys saying, you're not even in the industry. What do you know? I'm like, I don't know, 11 years should qualify as something. But and I'll say this, and I'll shut up about it. I watched David. I followed David for I've been following him for at least a year, and I just enjoy a lot of his posts. And so several months ago, 6 months ago, whenever he started talking about his book that he was writing, I thought, well, you know what? I might be interested in that just because I'm kind of watching him a little bit. So last week or so, when he said, my book is finished, yada, 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 I messaged him privately. I don't know him. We've never spoken before. We have yet to talk on the phone, even to this day. And I messaged him and I said, I have 2 questions for you. One, what is your Venmo? And secondly, how much is your book? I didn't know that it was available on Amazon yet. I didn't know. If I did, I would have just purchased it. And he said, I'll send you a copy. I told him that if I like the book, then I will do a video about it. I said, if I love it, I will pass it on to my Patreon guys, exclusively fresh, and we'll do a book study. And he said, well, in that case, I'll send you a copy. So he sent it to me free of charge. That is my only compensation. And at that point, I hadn't even read anything. So I just wanted to get that out there. I took way too much time to say no compensation for promoting this book.
That's fair. I don't think you have anything to worry about there. Mike's the same guy that's posted my business on his personal page.
Yeah.
About like, this guy's great. So I mean, I don't know why anyone could argue that anyway. But yeah, it's a great book, man. There's a lot in there. I don't want to spoil too much of it. It's a quick, easy read too. Like, I don't want to you start going through it, giving you all kinds of stuff, but you guys should get it. It's $10. You can knock it out. And literally, I read it in 2 days, 2 small sit downs, and powered right through it. It was super easy. Just highlighting stuff and enjoying it. And I check out his other content too. I didn't follow him before I read this book, but since I've been looking at his stuff, and he seems to really kind of walk the walk and talk the talk. Like, he goes into more detail in some of his videos on some of this stuff as well. So you should watch some of those, and you can tell that it's written by a washer for washers and so on and so forth, business owner, entrepreneur for entrepreneurs. Just the way he words everything, goes about everything.
Yeah, I put a link. Someone was asking about a link. I threw a link in the comment section for those that were looking for it. Also, I noticed in the when you go to Amazon to look at it, that if you have you can get it for like $2.99 on Kindle if you read on a Kindle, or if you've got that Kindle package or whatever, it's free. Kindle Unlimited, it's free. So there's no real excuses.
Yeah, Austin, or excuse me, Life Support One asked if it's on audio. I think I saw somewhere where he said he was hoping to get it first of the year or something.
First of the year, yeah.
I say I don't know if it's possible, Jeremy, but I'd love to support the author and kind of give back to your folks here. If you wanted to do a randomized giveaway at the end, I'll send someone a book.
Oh God! Oh, random wheel. Here we go.
Random wheel.
Rando. It's the Rando wheel.
Let me get the wheel out, boys.
What did we call that? The Wheel of Fun or something? I don't remember what it was.
I think it's called. Is it called Wheel of Names?
Kentucky Wash Wheel.
Yeah,
well, it's
that's
funny
what it
because,
should be called.
151 Soft Wash is cussing right now because he just ordered it.
That's why I saw that and I was like, you know what? I should maybe mention that. You may have a chance to get one. Hey, maybe you could get another one. Who knows?
I like
I'll put my name in there.
I like Charles Henry's way of thinking. He said, Mike, can you just read it and record it? Yeah, I'll do that. I'd probably be laughing at myself the whole time.
Okay, let's make it simple. If Devon's offering to give one away, if you're interested in getting the book, let's use the comment, get off the truck.
I like it.
Yeah. If you want to get entered for the drawing, comment, get off the truck. And then I'm just going to put my head down and type 100 miles an hour here.
Good stuff.
Yep, there it is.
John Castle said, "Get off the truck." Josh
must
Fields
live in the continent.
Here they come. Bobby Linden can't even read. He'll have to have Brittany read that to him.
Bedtime story for Bobby.
By the way, you got to be here to win it. Can't leave.
Patrick Love just said, "Get off the truck." Kyle said, "Get off the truck." Joe Maddox said, "What's up, guys?"
What up?
Oh,
Joe don't know how to say get off the truck. He stays in the truck.
Fields. Andy Messer, rather. I love it. That's so much fun. Oh gosh, that's good stuff.
I thought we said Melissa was going to do these Wheel of Names from now on.
Let me tell you, Melissa.
Hey, if it's too much trouble, just find a different way. Close your eyes, point at the chat, and then open your eyes, and that's what we get. Melissa
is downstairs. She's sleeping right now. She laid her head down, started to watch television, and she was gone.
She's dreaming about you.
Probably.
Mike,
so.
Are you one of those spouses that just leaves the other one for dead on the couch? That's what my wife does to me. I'll wake up at like 3 a.m. I'm on the couch, phone's almost dead. I was watching football, and I'm like, "Where am I?" She's like, she doesn't like wake up, go to bed. She just leaves me. Like it's so funny.
I'm usually in bed before she is. So usually. Yeah, a lot of guys wanting that book. That's great. Christina, good to see you. Darren Newsom, always so nice. Vulcan Pressure Washing. Wow. Derek, always good to see you guys. We're glad that you're here. And yeah, this book, it really is a good book. Now, in chapter 6 or chapter 7, I just read it. And you know what? I just read chapter 8 as well. I don't know if it was chapter 6, chapter 7, or chapter 8. It was on. It's wherever he kind of breaks down some metrics, and he shows you that you make more money by washing 5 houses at $1,500, just giving round numbers, than to wash 10 houses at $1,000. And I called him on it. I messaged him and I said, "Hey, I'm not buying this. I know that the numbers don't lie, but there are a few things that you didn't factor in on this, and I want to challenge you to it." So he said, "Sounds good." He and I are going to get on a Zoom here soon, and I'm going to break it down. I'm going to show him how I think he's wrong, and I have a feeling he's going to prove me wrong. So he did write the book, by the way, but I'm still willing to stand my ground and fight some battles on this.
All right. 23 entries so far. And Joey Smith, I seen you with Joey and as Vulcan. I caught you not twice. Double the entries.
How cool would it be, guys, if Jeremy decided to just pull a total Oprah and just be like, everybody gets a book.
Look under your seat.
It's on
Everybody look
Kentucky
under your seat.
Montrose tonight.
I'm broke. I'm broke. I don't make money.
Jeremy's like, my name is in the entry and drawing for this book. So
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
151 Soft Wash says, does the exclusively fresh discount include ready wash stuff? Not usually. And the reason being is because the percentage off those numbers taps into the bottom line heavily. So not usually. It doesn't. So apologize about that. But Derek says we should get on a Zoom and discuss the book. Well, if you're an exclusively fresh member, we will be. We will be. And I'm encouraging all my exclusively fresh members to buy the book. Again, I get nothing for that, but I believe that it will help them greatly. So let's talk about it for just a little bit. And again, I know we're going to have David on at some point, but one of the things that I really liked about the book, and we talked about this at length in that how that it's applicable. It's applicable to us because it wasn't that long ago that he was running a 7-figure business and sold it. So it's still new and fresh. I like this one point that he made. I just turned to a page, and here's something that I had highlighted. He said, we should ask ourselves in my company, would we want 1,000 of these kinds of jobs? If the answer is not heck yes, then don't take on that job. I'm going to say it again. He says, when you are asked to quote a job, ask yourself, would I like to have 1,000 of these jobs? And if the answer isn't absolutely heck yes, then pass on the job. That's tough. That's tough. But I will tell you this, I have taken on jobs where the answer right off the cuff was, man, I hope I never get any more of these. Mm-hmm. And had I followed that principle, I wouldn't have been saying that, that and 1,000 other principles in this book will tell you it's worth the money right off the bat.
Yep. It's just chock full of that kind of stuff. I don't want to give you too many, one-off pointers or one-liners from it. You should just get it for yourself. It's really good.
Action Power Wash says, can we hear about Devon's biz?
Of course. What do you want to know?
Tell us about how long have you been in business, Devon?
This was, it's year 4 or 5 for me. I was a pressure washing company my first year, and that was really like I bought a pressure washer and it was really proof of concept. I did, our house and driveway and then some family and friends pretty much for no money. And that was like my first season, and then kind of worked my way up the slow way. And, kind of grew each year. And of course, this has been my biggest year. I'm just a one-man show with a nice flatbed rig. And I do have someone that helps me less than part-time, just really for big projects. My goal has up to this point been to be as profitable and lean as possible. So I keep all my expenses extremely low. I'm debt-free personally and professionally. I don't do debt. And then I try to, like I said, watch the numbers and try to make as much profit as possible. And that's why this book was so attractive to me. I'm kind of the ideal person for where that's telling you to go. So anyway, that's kind of the short version of it. I'll answer any questions you have.
You're an exclusively fresh member, Devon, and right off the bat, you took to a principle that I was teaching on focus. Mm-hmm. And I remember you calling me and telling me that moved the needle for you. Talk about that a little bit, especially using that word focus.
Yeah, for those of you that haven't heard the FOCUS acronym, it's funny because my little tagline here under my name, I put Mr. D's Pressure Washing. I almost put FOCUS there. But it stands for follow one course until successful or until success. It's just a cool little, thing that Mike shared with me. I don't know where he got it from. It's pretty common and pretty popular, but it just really stuck with me. That was kind of my motto for the year, this past year. And my main goal this year was to work super hard to be completely debt free, personally, and in my business. So that was the goal, and I just stuck to that acronym, man. I just worked my tail off and focused on growing my business, working hard, making money. And then you wouldn't believe, I crushed a pretty arduous goal, more than I ever thought I could. And I owe a lot to that focus. I have that plastered in my office, both my offices, and it's on my phone and everything. It's something I really do live by.
Yeah. Follow one course until successful. I do think that we get too scatterbrained, and if something isn't working right off the bat, then we move to something else, and we try to add a bunch of services, and we just get headstrong in different areas, when really what we really should do is find what we're good at and just be a rock star at it and crush it in that area. And then once you've followed that course until successful, then you can move to something else. But we don't have to be all things to all people. We just don't. And Devon, as he said, discipline has been a key for him this year. Focus has been a key for him this year. Losing fear, taking on jobs that maybe at one time you'd pass on.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Networking with
Yep.
other guys in the community so that you didn't have to be afraid of these bigger jobs. You've conquered some pretty big warehouses and buildings that you even 2 years ago wouldn't have considered doing.
100%. Yeah, that's definitely been a big area of focus and everything for me. And that focus acronym, what I like about it is it goes along with everything. That applied to my personal life. It applied to my spiritual life. It applied to my family life. I was just trying to lock in on all aspects this past year. And I knew that that was the only way I was going to get things done. And I knew it was possible if I was willing to kind of sacrifice and be disciplined. And with that also sacrifice comes lack of discipline, and loss in other areas. So there was things that I participated in, recreationally or with friends, golfing, just other things I had to forego and give up. That way I could be financially free, reach those goals, as well as just focus and give my family time. At the end of the day, I've got a full-time job. I'm doing this, part-time, full-time, whatever you want to call it, and still got to be a dad and everything. So it was a lot, this past year, but it is a weight off my shoulders, and I feel like I am growing and ready for the next step. So it's been pretty awesome. And I think I see this guy's question: primary type of jobs. I would say my business is like 80 to 90% residential. I've kind of grown it off residential. I do commercial and small commercial work. I'm running like an 8 gallon a minute pressure washer. I do downstreaming mostly. I have a soft wash system as well. And I am, like I said, a one-man show. I've worked with some other pressure washers on some large projects that I've kind of organized. And then I have my brother in college that helps me when needed. But I would say, like I said, residential is probably like 90%. I'm really trying to get more into commercial this year. I did land some pretty sizable commercial jobs that, were a small percentage awarding job wise, but a big financial part of my year. So I'm trying to angle a little bit more towards that.
Vantage Exterior Solutions, man, this is a fantastic topic. Thank you so much for bringing it up. He says, am I the only one who sees 200K as an owner operator more attractive than $1 million gross with employees? Always having to feed the machine and maybe even net loss. All I see is a lot more headaches personally. Okay. Great topic. Absolutely great topic. And I will tell you, for years and years and years, Vantage, that's how I've always felt as well. I just saw having employees, and I saw that type of machine to be a headache and to be something that just the whole concept seemed to be a headache. And what happens is, for me personally, if I can just speak personally, the older I get, the less that I desire to be out there working constantly, oiling this machine and keeping it going. It is a machine either way. But what I'm finding is that I'm tired. I'm getting very, very tired. I'm getting older. And then you see something like what happened to Patrick yesterday in simply slipping on some grass as he's walking back to the truck, breaks his leg in 2 places. So guess what? By God's grace, this happened in October, not in April. Because if this happens in April and you're a solo employee, you're done.
You're screwed.
You're
Yep.
done.
That's a fantastic. This is a great question, and honestly, that question encompasses this entire book. So read the book. But what I will say to piggyback on some of your points, man, one thing that as I'm getting older and wiser, I'm only 29 years old. I've been doing this for 5 years. I have a young family, 3 kids to take care of. This I see pressure washing as my ticket, my financial ticket to financial freedom, and that's kind of the hill I want to die on. But a couple things that you mentioned, injury. I suffered a really bad injury last year, and I tore my ACL, meniscus, had to have surgery. It put me out for weeks or months. Before surgery, I was still doing work to try to clear my books because I wanted and needed that money, like in a knee brace and all this stuff. And that's going out on an injury, man. I was fortunate; mine happened in October. Thank God last year,
Yeah.
so it timed up okay with the season out of Ohio. But even things like that, man, injury, as well as I think the concept of like as you grow and scale your business, it opens more opportunities. But the goal would be like you're getting off the truck and you're spending less time like on the physical side, or you're optimizing your business to hopefully one day spend less than full time, less than part time in the field or on your business in general, where it's a money printing machine for you because you've worked so hard and set up these systems and have great employees, which sounds like a dream. It sounds like it couldn't be possible, but think about all these companies that are doing that. All these massive companies all across the country, all across the world that started small, and they're definitely to that point or got to that point eventually. So it's pretty interesting stuff. I can definitely see both sides of the coin. I can feel myself flipping a little bit. I've been that solo owner operator trying to just keep the margins as high as possible as well. But I do see value in the other side. So
What about you, Jeremy? What are your thoughts on that? Could you ever see yourself having employees and just working on the business, not in the business?
For what I call them seasonal employee, even though they're really not a W-2 employee per se. But I think when we first started talking years ago, when you said that same exact thing that how you used to think, and I told you like from day one, like I want a guy. So I generally always have a guy, and it usually happens like right at that busy time of the year, like April, and it usually runs me to about May or August. I've been pretty fortunate there. 3 years ago, I got Bryce. If y'all remember seeing Bryce in my videos, he worked for me from pretty much like March all the way up until like the end of the season. And then the last year, I got Devon. My buddy Devon lives right down the road, who has a pressure washing business, but he's a teacher. He doesn't wash a lot, so he comes when school gets out in May. We rock and roll in May, June, July, and he comes periodically throughout the year on bigger jobs if I need him to. So I've had him for the last 2 years, and it's been great. But one of my goals is to have someone to replace me as the technician. Now,
right.
I'm not saying that I want 5 or 6 trucks, and I'm not even saying I want to get to $1 million. In fact, in my area, I've done really extensive research when you can really nerd out on some numbers and population and medium incomes and households in your area. You can go real deep with it. And I found out that about 400,000 to 500,000 is my top line in the three counties that I'm in. But if I can go out and I can take 2 guys and me and maybe and make $400,000 or $500,000, if we could get to that point, I think that's exceptionally well. But you got to put in the systems and you got to work that to get there. So yeah, I don't want to be the guy that falls and gets hurt and can't do the work or tears a meniscus, or in my case, I've got a hernia, a groin hernia that is more or less a ticking time bomb. Really, I'm just going until I can't go. So I know there's going to come a point where that's going to have to get fixed, and then I'm going to be down probably 8 weeks. So So yeah, and I
Yeah.
think one thing that I don't think we really touched on or talked about enough, and I think it was an excellent point. And I was trying to see if I could find where this guy said this. He made a comment, and I thought it was fire because Devin, you shared that you are personally debt free and your business is debt free, and were you saying that like that's what has came of this year? Like you made that your focus go this year?
Yeah, that was. I mean, that was always kind of a goal to be lean on debt, but I actually have never had any business debt really. I've tried to stay away from that. I started small and then grew and grew and just reinvested, which is kind of taken time. But
Yeah,
this year we had personal debt, so instead of investing as much back into the business, I went and cleaned up house on my personal side with the help of my business. So to
sure.
just achieve that goal all around because it just makes a lot of decisions easier, things a lot less stressful. It's just been a personal goal of mine for a long time, and pressure washing was the vehicle to achieve that, which was really cool. But again, it
Absolutely.
took a lot of my finances where I probably missed out on a lot of opportunities to grow this year from the reinvesting standpoint. I got a list of things I want to do and this and that, but I prioritize that first. I just feel like at the end of the day, if I had to close shop, I'd be glad I did that. So
I couldn't agree
yes,
more.
going forward, it'll be my business money is my business money now. So it's
Yeah.
kind of nice.
And I
Yeah.
know Mike has shared that you're debt free as well. And what Dwayne says, when you're debt free, it changes everything. And what you were saying though is you may have sacrificed some on your growth this year, but one thing that you don't have that you didn't sacrifice on was peace, man. Because when you don't owe anybody anything, there's just something about that. And I've shared this with Mike personally is that I've been on this very similar journey to what you're talking about. Unfortunately, I didn't start it at the beginning of the year. I kind of started it late, but we're making headway. And I grew my business debt free, didn't take on loans, didn't do any of that. I purchased one stupid purchase because someone told me it would build business credit. And then I realized that doesn't really matter at my level, right? So that got fixed real quick on a little water fed Poe. That was the only thing that I ever bought on a finance. But just to say that when you get that, something's different. If you get hurt or if you're out as a solo person, your perspective changes because you don't owe anybody anything. So it's okay if you it's okay if you don't work in a sense, you still have utilities and things, but you're not stressing out having to worry about paying that $700-800 truck payment and you're not having to pay all this other stuff. It just gives something peace of mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've testified several times, Jeremy and Devin, that my fourth year, I believe it was my fourth year in business, in March, and it was cold outside, and I had no business lined up, but I was down to $9 in my family account, $9 and bleach money. I'm going to write a book one of these. If I ever write a book one of these days, one of the chapters will be called $9 in bleach money. And that's just the way that it was, man. It was tough. And from that, and by the way, I've only been doing this 11 years. So from that point, $9 to my name and bleach money. Fast forward, we're now completely out of debt. I own two houses, debt free, and no vehicle debt. And sat down tonight by the grace of God. I only say this, man, I'm almost about tearing up just saying it. And I think it's because we got Devin on the channel and or the on the show and we're talking about it. But sat down tonight with the home builder to potentially start building a home. That won't be debt free, by the way. I'll have to take on a little bit for that. But my point being is that it's not for those of you who are saying I want to get out of debt, but man, that's going to be 15. It might not be 15 years. This didn't happen over a lifetime. It really happened over a few years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like once the wheels start turning and you say, I don't have to go on every cruise. I don't have to eat out every night. And I can eat beans and rice and beans and be happy with my wife, knowing that I'm what I'm purchasing is peace by not purchasing everything that brings me temporary pleasure. Then what happens is when you get to October and you're in a season like we are right now and the calls aren't coming in, you know what you say? I guess I'm sleeping in tomorrow. You know?
Yeah. And honestly, Mike, if I can kind of speak to that too, I honestly got into this business a couple years back. We'd always been working on our debt, but we weren't making much progress. And in general, it was, we had a growing family, more finances coming in the home would be good, you know. So I started this business out of necessity to try to make our family more money. I saw it as a opportunity for me to, you know, a financial ticket for us. And that's kind of what I reinvested for a few years, really didn't make a whole lot of money, and then eventually started to make money. And then my wife and I talked about it, and I was like, I think I'm at a good spot where I have everything I need to really hang in there for a little while. Let's plow through whatever debt we have. And we decided to make that decision together. And we were cutthroat about it. We did, you know, the Dave Ramsey principles. If you've never heard of the book, I'm sure you have. Total Money Makeover. Just read it. It sucks to do. It really does. There's no way of making it fun. You got to get through it. But we really we'd worked on it for years, didn't make a lot of headway. And then within a year, we had everything paid off. And we really put our heads together and all of
Yeah.
our finances together. And the freedom that it's brought us and the peace that's brought us, as well as, you know, that's a whole nother expense for your business or your family every single year. If you got to pay off loans on a truck or equipment or whatever. And then just your point, Mike, when times are slow for me or I'm shut down, because, you know, I don't do Christmas lights or anything during like the 3 winter months roughly. You know, I have my expenses and everything so low and no debt and everything where, you know, I can survive or only lose a couple $100 a month when I'm closed down. So that gives me good peace of mind that if anything does happen to me, it's not going to ruin me or my business. Or if I ever wanted to be done with this and walk away, I have what the truck and my business I built is worth. And I'm never going to have anyone be trying to take anything away from me.
Yeah.
So I just
Free.
feel like there's a lot of power there. I think people underestimate it. I know you can leverage debt and become a millionaire and do things like that. I'm not saying that's not possible. I just don't believe in those principles. So that's kind of why I've done things the way I've done.
Justin Jordan, I don't mean to interrupt there, but he says, we've done 2 free business jobs for content. To be honest, kind of worried we haven't got any paying jobs yet. I have a 9 to 5, so I'm good, but invested a lot and hoping this takes off now. We'll keep you in our prayers and thoughts, brother.
Absolutely. You know, and I think another thing while we're talking about it is, because I'm sure there's a lot of guys, just like, you know, Justin said, he's 9 to 5, and, you know, he's probably like me and you, Devin. You know, we got other jobs, so we're fortunate enough to have steady income coming in as long as we show up, punch in, punch out, and do what we're supposed to do. And I know some of the guys on here are not that way, but a lot of them are. But it's like, once you get intentional with what you're making from your business and putting it to use, and just not enjoying life and not you know, taking all these wild vacations, as Mike would say, and eating at Texas Roadhouse off. But once you get that under reins, you can really make a lot of headway. And I'll just share this because I feel like it's a good win, man, and I feel like the Lord's blessed me, and I just want to share it because you know, I was blessed, and I've in the last month I've totally paid off every credit card that we have, all the consumer debt except for like our vehicles, and that's next.
Nice.
So, you know, just in a month, like we've cleared almost 19,000 in a month. So
that's awesome.
I just decided, like, I could have held the money for winter, could have sat there and got fat on it or whatever, but I said, no, he's provided, he's going to provide, and we're going to be faithful, because I've kind of had more so of that mindset that
My man. Hey, let's pray for Scott Terry. Mentioned Scott Terry last week, 2 weeks ago. Scott Terry is the one who had a terrible Jeep accident He just now texted me. He said today makes day 33 for me in the hospital. I'm adding
Holy
Scott Perry
moly.
to our list tonight.
That's no joke right there.
Yes, sir. Jeremy, you're chipping away at that debt. You there, Jeremy?
He's in Jeremy land.
He's in Jeremy world. Yeah.
And he's out.
And he's gone. That's all right. I hope he's putting together that wheel of fun.
Yeah, we'll have some disappointed guests here. It's like, all right, see you next time. Don't worry about that book. Don't worry about it.
Well, we have been all over the place tonight, but I really believe I see some symmetry here that we're talking about building discipline, staying focused, and what it does, it really translates in every area of your life. For my exclusively fresh members, you guys will know over the last few weeks, last month, really, I've been hitting hot and heavy on this thought of discipline and focus. And it really does translate to other areas of your life. In other words, if you decide you're going to get very, very, very focused in one area of your life, generally speaking, it will then transition to other areas of your life. For me, it's kind of taken over. Now I see my time as something very valuable. I don't just waste it. I still get to enjoy some things, but I'm not just flippantly giving away all of my time. I'm more focused on success, and that translates to success and focus in other areas of my life.
Can I say this too about the kind of what you said about the intense focus? When you focus really, really hard on something, like when I was focused on working so hard, growing the business, making money to pay off debt, I was so locked in on that. It's like all I was thinking about. Okay. And you would think after focusing on that for years and years and then really locking in for a year and getting that goal achieved and checked off, you'd have this, you'd celebrate a lot and everything. But it wasn't what I expected. And I believe that I told you this, Mike, after I paid it off. My wife and I, of course, celebrated, and close family and whatever. It's cool. But I'm just like, I felt kind of lost in the moment. Like I was like, what do I do now? And it also made that debt and that goal seem so trivial and small at that time. Like,
Yes.
man, we just absolutely crushed that. Like it felt like such a big deal, and then now it's just gone. And then it got me thinking like, okay, well, what's next? What's the next goal? And I find myself doing that with a lot of things. Like if I could just get to 100 Google reviews, if I could just get to this, and then all of a sudden you achieve it, something you've worked on for so long, and it's great to achieve that, but you can stay locked in and focus and move on to that next thing. And that's kind of what I've tried to do, is snowball each one of those little victories into another goal and kind of keep moving. It's kind of a weird feeling. I don't know. That's one of the weirdest things I've ever felt, was when I paid off my debt. I thought it was going to be this big moment. It was kind of like, oh, it's just done. Like what? Like it's just me. Like it's not that big of a deal. Time to move forward to the next goal.
Yeah, I concur. I know exactly what you mean with that. Where you learn to celebrate it is every day. Like when you can go out to eat if you want to, because I'm telling you, forever, for the longest time, there was no such thing. Like we just didn't go out to eat. We just didn't. There's no such thing as Valentine's Day. Like none of those things even existed. If they did, it was something that I made for my wife or she made for me. And not to say that we just live lavishly. We just live carefree in that manner, in that way, financially. It's just very comforting. And I'm telling you guys, you can do it. You really can do it. You just got to get focused, and you got to get excited about it. Devon said earlier, there's no real way to make it fun, but you do learn to enjoy it when both you and your spouse are on the same page, and that can be tough. I may have just opened up a sore right there for some guys. But when you're on the same page and you decide together you're not going out to eat, you just spend the night with each other, and you just you just eat ramen noodles, whatever you're eating. You just enjoy life together, and that becomes fun, right?
Yeah. Well, and also too, like I said, I think doing that. I know we're not here just to preach everyone should be debt free. There's a lot of things, but it's just like doing that makes all the decisions and choices afterward much easier. there's less attached to it. There's less emotion. There's less fear and stress related to like everything else after that. And a lot of guys, a constant theme we see is I need more work, or I can't get work, or I need more work, right? Especially you guys that are relying on this as your sole, income. And it's like, wouldn't debt be like the last thing you want to take on if you don't have work or you need more work? You know what I mean? Like that it seems like it's a kind of contradictive. It digs you a deeper hole. You hear about people taking out loans to pay off credit cards and pay payroll and this and that. And I know sometimes you're in a pinch, but it doesn't seem to math really to me, to answer to be debt at any time when you're struggling to get work, or you can't get a full income out of something.
I'm about to put something up here in the comments just so I can have it there on the screen. But this will go a long way for a lot of guys here if you'll do what I'm about to tell you right now. And this not only applies to your finances, but to weight loss or any other kind of goal. And here it is. Here we go. Before you make a purchase, really any kind of purchase, but certainly any unnecessary purchase. I'm not talking about sustaining meals for your family, paying the electric bill. I'm not talking about that. But just about everything else, if you'll ask yourself this question right here: will this purchase bring me closer to my goal or further away from my goal? When you ask that question and you are forced to answer it honestly, and you say, hold on a second, I just said I wanted to lose weight and I'm about to eat this Twinkie, right? Mm-hmm. Is this, another question might be this, am I serious about my goals or not? Am I really serious? This purchase will tell me if I'm really serious. This meal I'm about to eat will tell me if I'm really serious. You should ask yourself that question. We are ready for the Wheel of Fun. Honestly, my favorite part of any podcast that we do. So,
I bet it is.
Devon, why don't you tell us what this is about?
For those of you that don't know or missed it, I said that we would give away one of these books right here. This is the Get Off the Truck book that just came out. I've read it. Mike's reading it. It's really great. Can't say enough good things about it until you guys should just read it. So if you don't win it tonight, it's $10 book. Go grab one off Amazon. You can get it in a day or two to your doorstep. So that's what this is all about.
And Devon, you are going to give this book to someone. So what's going to happen is we're going to spin the Wheel of Fun. Whoever wins, Devon's going to connect with you, or you connect with Devon. How about that? You find Devon on Facebook, connect with Devon. He's going to send you, you're going to send him your address, and he's going to send you a copy of this book.
That's right.
All right, I'm going to turn the comments off on the screen for a minute. We got 23 entries. I want to shuffle the entries.
Yeah, it's too late to enter, but if you were to have entered, then you would have entered the name of the book, Get Off the Truck. 23 people have typed into the comment section, Get Off the Truck. These 23 are in the running for the free book.
Yeah. Are we ready?
I got to pick my hopeful winner.
It said, Jeremy, why's your name on there like 3 times?
Yeah. Don't pay no attention to that, guys.
Hold on. Before you do, I'm gonna pick my hopeful winner here. I just like the name Bobby Linden because
I just really think this is a Joe Maddox type of victory. I'm feeling that it's going to be Joe Maddox.
Actually, okay. I should probably take Joe off because he said get off the bus. So I mean, it's not true. So.
That is so Joe, man. Never mind. I'll leave that story for another time.
So you're pulling for Bobby Landon. Well, let's see here. Who's on here? We got you got Joe, Bobby. I'm neutral.
Support one. Interesting.
I'm pulling for nobody. I'm pulling for everybody. Best. Pulling for everybody.
You're spinning for everybody.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
spinning for everybody. All right, so here we go. 3, 2, 1, spin.
Oh, I'm so nervous. My heart's pounding. Oh, Bobby. Oh, Bobby. Dang it, Bobby.
Hey,
Barely missed it.
hey, Derek,
Um,
if you're here, go ahead and comment because you got to be here to win it.
Yep,
Yep.
or else we're
Which-
gonna spin her
which-
back up.
Which
Derek-
Derek was
He
the
already
one
has
who
the
said
book.
that you
Well,
should.
come on, Derek.
Okay,
He said, I
well,
already have the book.
Derek
All right,
already has the book, so Bobby's got another chance here.
all right. Where's
Oh,
Derek?
he
If
did
he's
it. He
already,
did it for suspense.
yeah. Let's respin. Let me. I'm gonna delete him out. I'm gonna shuffle. Here we go. Spin.
Justin over here getting impatient. He's like, respin. John Castle.
John Castle, my man.
Does this guy win a lot? Is that why Action Power is saying that?
No, but he's local. He's local.
Is he on right now though?
John, you here, buddy? Let us know if you're here in the comment section. If not, we're going to
Heck
spin
yeah.
it. There he is.
There he is.
Well, heck yeah, he says.
All right, Mr. D's feeling generous. Let's run this back and do one more. We'll give everyone one more shot. Anyone
One
that's been
more?
faithful enough to stay, we'll run one more. Yeah,
All right.
it's an affordable book. I'd like to support the author. Let's do one more.
All right. Let me remove John Castle. You writing this down? Is everyone taking notes?
John Castle, get a hold of me, buddy. You can find me on Facebook just with my name there or my business page. Shoot me a message and we'll get you your book.
All right. Here we go.
Come on, Bobby. Come on, Bobby. I need you to be out of debt.
Are you kidding me?
I told you, man. I told you. He's not. I bet he's not here though.
But
Oh.
Joe,
We
you
can just-
got to be
Hey,
here.
we'll cap it at one book. We'll cap it at one book. No. Where you
I
at,
don't
Joe?
know.
You in here, buddy?
I'm not. Can Joe even read?
Joe, are you here, buddy? If you're not here, okay, I'm texting you first thing in the morning.
For those of you that don't know Joe as well, he's another local competitor. It's funny. He's like a local competitor, but also like your biggest fan at the same time. It's
Yeah.
comical. The
Oh,
stuff the
yeah.
guy comments and just like on your posts and everything. It's hilarious.
He's not
Joe's
here, I
great.
guess. He's not here. Let's spin it one more time.
All right. Let me delete
Come on,
it.
Bobby.
Shuffle.
Come on, Bobby.
Hey, everyone's odds are getting better and better each spin here. Ain't no way.
Josh Fields, my
Hey.
man. My man, Josh Fields. Tell me you're
Hey.
here, buddy. I'm getting tired. Come on, Josh Fields. I'm going to text him and say, dude, get back on.
New rule. New rule. The one book is
Yay.
all right.
Yay. That's awesome.
Right on.
Congratulations, John Castle and Josh Fields.
Shoemaker with the bad luck here. All right, fellas. John Castle and Joshua Fields. Just shoot me a message on Facebook if you have it. If you don't, I can put my phone number in the chat for you real quick.
It's awesome. Well, I'm going to pray here in just a moment. We are praying for our friend Patrick Johnson, who fell yesterday while on a job, slipped in the grass and broke his leg in 2 places. We're praying for Travis, who is up for a kidney transplant this coming Tuesday. We're going to continue to pray for Jeremy and his mother for their health. Now, this is Christopher Union asked that we pray for not Jeremy, yours truly, here in the chat or in the room, but rather Jeremy, a different Jeremy and his mother. And then we're praying, of course, for Scott Terry, who now is 33 days in the hospital, not washing, can't wash, and he's recovering from an accident that he had, a vehicle accident. So we're going to continue to pray for Scott Terry. All right, everybody good to go? All right, let's pray. Father, it is in the lovely name of Jesus that we come to you tonight. We're tired. but we're so super excited. We've just had such a wonderful night. It's so good to have Devon on the podcast tonight, and the three of us just enjoying one another's company. We thank you for friendship. We thank you for pressure washing and how it has helped our lives and our families to prosper. And it's just enjoyable to be together and enjoy one another's company. We pray for Patrick Johnson tonight as he is there in North Carolina in that hospital recovering from his fall yesterday. He now has, I think, 17 pins in his leg because of these injuries. Ask, Lord, that you'd continue to bless him and Tanya and Cam and their family. And may he be on his road to recovery very, very soon. We continue to pray for Justin has asked us to pray for, we're praying for Justin, who's up to have a kidney transplant very, very soon, this coming Tuesday. We ask your blessings over him. And then for Christopher has asked us to pray for Jeremy and his mother. We continue to pray. We prayed for them over the last few weeks. We continue to pray. And then, of course, Lord, we pray for Scott Terry, now 33 days in the hospital, and he's ready to go home. Father, I pray that you would continue to bless our businesses. May we exalt you in every way. May we bring glory to you, and may we just put a smile on someone's face, even now, as we seek to glorify you in all things. In Christ's name, amen.
Amen.
Thanks for letting me join you guys tonight. It was fun visiting with you
Yeah.
and having a little fellowship with everybody.
Absolutely.
It was
Yeah.
a blast. Got to do it again.
I'll try to be on time next time.
It's all right, bro.
We'll
You're
see
just
y'all.
on your way. See ya. Bye-bye.
See you guys. Thanks.